Hi, I'm Peter Haddock and I'm here at Let's Recycle Live and I'm with Patrick King from Doyle Machinery. Patrick, you're the area sales manager for Doyle and there's something exciting happened at the show here. A brand new piece of equipment has arrived, first time in the UK, and we're going to have a little walk around this and discover underneath the hood what it's all about. Patrick, tell me briefly, what is the machine we see behind us, and then we'll walk around all the different areas.
Yep, of course. So this is the Willibald Shark Series 5, which is the largest of the Willibald range. There's also a smaller model, which is the Willibald Shark. But yeah, today we're showcasing the Series 5, first one in the UK for us. First of many, so we're really looking forward to it.
Right, so folks, first of all, I'm going to start with saying this is a remote control. Why this is important, folks, is we're going to discover a little drive wheel, but also there's lots of different functionality on this to actually remote control this machine. Super important, isn't it, where the safety perspective of using a high-speed shredder in this context, isn't it?
Absolutely. Everything on the shredder over here is all done via remote, so it just makes the operator's life easy, maintenance quite easy, and yeah, the day-to-day use of it quite easy.
So we're going to start by taking a look upwards, folks, because this is the front business end of the machine. Tell me a little bit about this element of the machine, because there's different areas in which you can lay it out, maintenance controls, etc. Let's go and have a look, closer look.
Of course, so on this conveyor you can have a stockpile of about 4.5 meters. Which makes it, quite good for your windrows. Just at the top, you have a magnetic headroom as well for capturing all the nails and hinges and stuff like that as well. Also on this machine, which is quite good, is you can fold the conveyor out, which lets you get in there to do a lot of maintenance and stuff like that as well. And obviously you have the transport mode, so you have 3 modes basically: working mode, maintenance and transport.
And what's really exciting, folks, come even closer. Here, you're going to see 2 little levers, right? So. Yeah. What on earth do these do, Patrick? Because this is quite cool, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So the 2 liters is water suppression. So you have basically water suppression coming down on the front and the back as well, just to basically reduce the dust.
This is really important, folks, because these applications, we might be in a really tight confined space. Yeah. We're reaching up quite high with this machine. So if we've got that built into the actual machine, we don't necessarily therefore have to have a lot of other additional dust suppression, which is a benefit for the customers, really, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, it benefits the customer massively. Again, you keep the dust down, you keep the neighbours happy.
Indeed. Moving on. Now, when we look at machines, obviously we've got to look at redundancy. Another safety feature here, which is really quite interesting for me, is this array here, where we have a manual pump to do all these tasks. Why have they put this into here? Because it seems to me to be a good idea.
Again, maintenance, if you don't maybe have the controller or maybe the battery is dead and you need to do something, quite quick. Basically, you have every single control here on the machine, and you can do it via hand pump. So it's just, again, if you're doing maintenance, something like that, it just means you can get in there and get it done quick.
And this is all about speed, isn't it? Because when we've got a shredder that, these are real workhorses on site, and you've got to maintain them properly, but you've got to do it safely as well. Absolutely. So turning off the engines and things like that, super important. And especially with a high-speed unit, they're really going to get a lot of workload going through them, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Right, come over to the next part, folks. So the next part, for me, seems to be a little bit greasy. In this area, Patrick, tell us a little bit about this setup that we've got there.
Yeah, of course. So there's an auto lubrication system on the machine. So again, ease of maintenance, stuff like that. And we obviously set it accordingly with times and stuff like that. So basically everything is controlled from here.
Right, and we've got some great storage here as well, folks, which is important for people's equipment. And so we're talking about different shredders that people are using. This is a towed unit. So tell me a little bit about that, and also there's a little bit of an extra thing that people get a benefit from that's going on this remote control we mentioned earlier. Talk to me through this part.
Yeah, of course. So this is obviously the wheeled unit, which again, we have a lot of contractors out there. So they need to be able to obviously move the machine around and stuff like that as well on sites. But yeah, this is the wheeled unit. You also have a tracked unit. Electric obviously is becoming more popular.
It's really good to see that, because what we can do here, folks, is we can actually move this almost like a caravan mover, but actually for a huge, large-scale thing, we can move this into position. And what I like about this feature, folks, is that you're not moving anything else around. You're moving the machine to the pile.
Correct.
And you're doing it safely when you're in a big environment with lots of waste. You don't want to get too close with a towing machine. You can bring this up nicely, perfectly in position for loading and unloading, saving fuel for both the operator here, but also for the feeding unit. And talking about feeding, we've got a little bit of an edge to this one, haven't we, as well?
Course,
so this is designed to support the machine, obviously a high-speed machine, so you're going to get the throughput into this. So what's been put on here?
So what we have done is you have hopper extensions both sides and a rear frap as well. Again, it depends if you're loading the machine with a load and shovel or a grab. It just means you can get more volume in there. It is an animal of a machine. You need to keep it fed.
Absolutely. So the quicker you get your stuff shredded, folks, the quicker you get the material out and make some money. So as we come around here again, this fuel tank, size of it, about 400 litres?
400 litres, and you can as well get an additional 400 litres put on the other side if needs be.
Right, so that space that you've got, you can double up, folks. This is really important if you're doing long shift work where you want the machine to work very effectively. But look at how close this is to the ground. Simple to get into it, simple to actually refuel. You're not climbing on anything or anything like that, so it's perfect. You can have a little peek under the mud flap, folks, and I think you get really close down with me for this one, because the reveal is there. You can see right behind it, right there, that is the wheel that matters, because this wheel is then powered by this remote control to move the machine. So again, that's there ready to go, isn't it?
Of course, and again, if you're shredding and you're creating a windrow, instead of you coming and moving it via a different machine, it's all done via remote, and you can basically move the machine back with your windrow.
Fantastic. So, folks, another great feature here. Right, I'm going to ask you to go back now, folks, because I'm going for the big reveal, which is the big door. I'm going to hand this over to you, Patrick, as we open the big door that matters for the big reveal, folks. And here we go. Are we ready? All the way back, all the way back, all the way back, all the way back. And this is where the magic happens at high speed. Bear with me a moment, folks. Got to make it a bit safe there. Perfect. So, Patrick, come and join me in here. And we've got the real mechanism that matters when you're talking about high speed, haven't we, here?
Of course.
So what are we looking at right now?
So on high speeds, obviously, you need to change the tips and so forth. What we've got here is basically a hydraulic shaft extractor. So again, in the olden days, you had to get in there with a pin and a hammer. Now, what we do basically is this gets folded out, and you can actually extract the pin hydraulically out of it. Right. So it just saves a massive, massive amount of time on downtime and maintenance and stuff like that as well.
And a lot of effort as well, because fundamentally, again, we've got people, want to keep them safe, but also this is high speed, so we want to actually get this back up and running. The idea of a high speed is that you're doing things very quickly. So when things need to be changed out, as they do in this industry, therefore that whole system's there, folks. So that's really good, folks. So moving on, we're going to finish off at the front end of the machine to just go and have a quick recap of what we've seen here. So, brilliant features at the top there. We've got the radiator automatic blower.
Yes, so there's a clean fix unit on it, so it blows out.
Fantastic. Powered by?
We have a MAN engine, and there is 520 horse in the engine.
And that's a stage 5 engine?
Correct.
Fantastic. So we've got fuel savings there. And what I really like, remember, folks, electric. This is really important. Yes, for this unit, it's a towing unit, but when you've got a fixed unit and you've got a fixed site, having electric power, super, super efficient, also better for the environment. Going to run on HVO as well, this engine, so all good there as well. So, Patrick, fantastic to see this new machine in the UK. First time we're seeing it. Not only going to be selling a lot of these, I'm sure, but basically we're bringing this into the market for the first time at Let's Recycle Live, and it's great to be here and meet you. Cheers.
Thank you, Peter.